This is a presentation on planning an electronic health record implementation using project management software. We will cover the purpose and scope of the project, show the breakdown of each major task, and finally reflect on the process of using project management software to guide this effort. This project is a multi-step EHR implementation that contains 7 major tasks and numerous subtasks that must be completed for the EHR to be operational. Because these different tasks are often dependent upon each other in a predecessor relationship, we require a planning tool to help us sort through the complexities. We will be using Microsoft Project to plan and schedule the EHR implementation. Microsoft Project creates critical path schedules that track progress and help to plan projects in terms of time and resource allocation. As will be shown in the remaining slides, the total length of this project is 253 days. Here is a breakdown of all the major tasks in the EHR implementation. There are 7 in total, and they include patient information management, clinical information systems, laboratory, pharmacy, radiology, imaging, and nutrition and food services. To the right of each task, you see the number of predecessors necessary, if there are any. For example, we can see that patient information management must be completed first because it has no predecessors. Even the activities that do not explicitly list this as a predecessor are dependent upon it because they have predecessors that rely on it. For example, imaging has radiology as a predecessor, and radiology depends on patient information management. We will now look at the subtasks under these major task groups in greater detail. The first group is patient information management. There are a number of subtasks, and many include both configuration and training. Each training task logically requires the related configuration task as a predecessor. For example, you see patient scheduling and patient scheduling training. The patient scheduling configuration lasts 10 days, while the training lasts 5, and must have the configuration as a predecessor. The task that should be performed first is the one with no predecessors, in this case, Enterprise Master Patient Index. These are the subtasks for the major task group which has the most of them, clinical information systems. Here you can see that most tasks require training and many have multiple predecessors. When entering subtasks, we plug in the necessary number of days for each. The project software then calculates the total duration of the major task by taking each subtask length and all the predecessors into account. To the right of the subtask, you can see the Gantt chart, which is a visual breakdown of the process. I will now go briefly through the major task groups that cover the ancillary departments: laboratory, pharmacy, radiology, imaging, and nutrition and food services. Here is a breakdown of the subtasks in laboratory. As you can see, there are 6 subtasks with a total of 35 days. Here is the breakdown for the subtasks under pharmacy. As you can see, there are 8 subtasks with a total of 58 days. Here is the breakdown for radiology with 4 subtasks and a total of 35 days. For imaging, there are also 4 subtasks, but this only takes 11 days. Finally, nutrition and food services also contains 4 subtasks, and it also takes 11 days. Now for reflection and introspection on our project. Use of the Microsoft Project software for the EHR implementation project is useful because it forces planners to outline predecessors and to think through project structure, and it shows how large and small tasks work together. The ability to track resource expenditures is valuable for ensuring that projects remain on schedule and on budget. One drawback is that it is tedious and time-consuming, but it is very useful for projects such as this EHR implementation with many subtasks and dependencies.